Welcome to Spirit Road. This is a special edition of Spirit Road because we are talking with Valorie Lewis today, who is doing her very first big event called Valorie Explains Life, the Universe, and Everything. So, Valorie, tell us about that.
Sure, I'd love to. It's happening on Sunday, July 28th in Lafayette, Colorado. And the venue will be Nisi's Event Space, which is a gorgeous venue. And the event itself is, I'm coining it comedic inspiration. So I will be speaking about life, the universe, and everything, but I'll be telling a little bit about my life path, my spiritual journey, um, how and why I learned the things I did, and how and why my life took the direction it did, and a lot of the channeled messages and the insights and the wisdoms that I've received from the divine, that have allowed me to understand life better. That was my whole purpose in looking into spirituality. Is I don't get it. I don't understand why I'm here. I don't understand my purpose. I don't understand why humans are here. Like, I was deep into just show me why human existence is even a thing. And so as I walked down my spiritual path, so many incidences and situations led to my understanding of life. And I just want to be able to share that with the world. And so I'm really excited about this event.
I'm really excited for you. And just even just recently, Valorie, I heard someone telling the story of you giving a reading for someone that brought them to tears. I don't know, and just recognizing one, how accessible and humble and down to earth you are in working with people, and two, recognizing you've been on a journey of, like, I mean, you're naturally gifted and intuitive, but you've also been on a journey of, like, really developing and stepping into these gifts. And yeah, and it's just really exciting to see you bringing these to bigger audiences and getting to go. This is going to be a multi-city tour eventually. This is the first stop, is
Yes,
that right?
yes, yes. So I'm starting in Denver, or the Denver area. It's Lafayette, Colorado, but because I have such a large customer audience base there. And then the second city will be Kansas City, which is my hometown. Got to do one in my hometown. I'm looking forward to that. That is tentatively planned for mid-October, here in the Kansas City area. And then the third city is to be determined. And all of that came about. All of this has been a walk hand to hand, not even hand to hand, locked arm in arm. I feel like Siamese twins. That might be an incorrect term, but I am not politically correct. Y'all gonna learn that real quick. Conjoined twins with spirit, like as far as how many cities and what city do you do next, and how to plan this all out. So yeah, I'm sure that third city will be whispered in my ear from spirit soon.
And so how do you plan an event like this, and how do you approach something differently, like when you're working with an audience versus one-on-one kinds of readings?
Yeah, the audience thing is definitely, I enjoy both. I enjoy both formats. I enjoy the one-on-one because it allows me to really get personal, and it allows people to open up on a level that they wouldn't probably feel comfortable doing in a large audience. However, I love the large audience because that allows me to reach several hearts at a single time, in a single event, or in a single exchange. So I really like the group aspect as well. And I feel like no matter whether it's individual or group, you're benefiting from both. Um, yeah, as far as how I've planned this, again, it's been definitely, I don't know, I haven't ever done anything on this scale before. I've had in-person events, I've had online events for 4 years now, where I am speaking to sizable size crowds, but that's totally different from standing on a stage and being live and in person. And so I did not know how to plan this, or what came next, or where should I be sending my energy. I've been very much trying to approach this whole thing from a spiritual standpoint, not just from the where do I check the boxes and what actions do I need to take, but where do I need to put my energy? Where does my focus need to be? And I've noticed along the way, because again, this is my first time, a lot of times I do teeter into the physical. Have I made these calls? Have I sent these emails? And that starts feeling very, very heavy. And when I get too far into the physical details, I have to link back up with spirit and be like, okay, let's readjust my energy. Let's figure out where I need to go. So it's very much been, all of the planning has been led by spirit, by my spirit guides, and also in calling in other members of the spiritual community who have the same ideas, who have the same focus, who are able to lend their spiritual energies and their insights and wisdom to help make this event successful as well. Couldn't do it by myself. Long-winded way of saying I couldn't do it by myself.
So for those who are interested in getting a ticket, what's that day going to look like when we arrive for the event?
Sure. So I'm so excited. So I cannot contain my excitement when I start talking about the day of. So Nisi's event space is a gorgeous space.
Yes.
They have the ability, I'm really excited about this, to turn the whole venue purple. They have lighting that they can turn the whole thing purple. So I'm really looking forward to that. But as far as the event in itself, it's going to run from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it is a full day event. There will be catered food, so you don't have to worry about leaving and coming back to get fed. It starts in the morning with coffee and pastries, registration. There'll be what I'm calling a keynote address, which is where I am delivering the life, the universe, and everything. I'm hoping, I'm hoping I can explain it well enough that everybody leaves. Laurie told me she's going to be real disappointed if she leaves and she doesn't understand everything there is to understand about everything. So I'm hoping that that goes well. I know it will. And then we'll have a couple of other events and things thrown in there, a mini workshop, lunch. The afternoon is going to be 2 full hours of me giving gallery readings, and I'm really excited about that. And then we wrap up the whole evening with a social hour, 60 minutes of just interacting, having fun, chatting, talking. So the whole day is just going to be high vibe, really good energy. And I'm really looking forward to the community aspect of bringing people together from different communities, having them all merge, meeting new people, having the ability to step into that space as an individual and hopefully leave that space with spiritual support and with new friends that you've made while you're there. So really looking forward to it.
That sounds so exciting. I can hardly wait.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I love that you're doing it in the space where, the awkwardly Zen community, I'm sure will come out for that. And just thinking about meeting other people and being in community, that's just such a valuable and wonderful aspect of that too. And just recognizing how active you are in that community. And like I was saying in the beginning, just how collaborative you have been and how supportive you have been of others. So to see others being able to help you in this journey as well is really amazing. And how I know that when it comes to receiving messages and giving readings and mediumship and things like that, there's a certain amount of trust that has to develop, right? Like this has been a journey for you to get to a point where you feel like bringing your gifts into larger crowds. What is that journey like? What does that feel like
Yeah,
to
that's been huge. I mean, I went from not even knowing if the messages I was receiving were messages or was it just something I was making up that sounded good. Um, that's one aspect of the trust. And then the other aspect is the what I call the on demand. Just because you're sitting in front of me, I used to panic. Am I going to get the message? Is the message that I'm going to get the right message? Am I going to freeze and not have any messages to deliver? So that's another aspect of trust. And I feel like both of those together has been quite the journey, being able to trust what I receive and also being able to know that I can receive when I'm not just one-on-one with someone, but when the spotlight is on me or when there's a mic in my hand, knowing that under those different set of circumstances, I can still receive messages from spirit. It's never me. I always say I'm just a foul mouth mouthpiece. So I work really hard on making sure that my channels are open so that I can receive those messages and deliver them with accuracy.
Well, I can attest to the fact that you do. So, having gotten readings from you in the past, so I think you've nailed that one.
Thank you.
If folks are interested, and of course they will be now because, it's the place to be, how will they or where will they get tickets?
It's where all the cool kids hang out, the place to
That's
be. I
right.
love that. You know
Only
that it
time in my
actually
life,
says,
I'm part of the cool kids.
I love it. I love it. There's actually a banner that says this is the place to be in within the venue. It's a neon light. So I love that. They can get tickets by going to my website, Goddess with an Attitude. That's goddesswithanattitude.com. The very top in the menu bar, it says events. And when you click on that, you'll be taken right to the page, which will give you all of the information. It'll give you the program outline, the schedule of events for the days, and it'll let you buy a ticket. There's also some information if you are traveling in from out of town. I do want to give a small shout out to my daughter, who is a travel agent who has arranged a booking of rooms for us at a lower price. So if you're coming in from out of town, you can also find that
Nice.
discounted lodging on that event page as well.
That's lovely.
Yeah,
Maybe a group can come together and stay. Right?
yeah, that would be fun.
Come on, Kansas City.
Yes, road trip.
Exactly.
So when you think about life, the universe, and everything, where do you start? Where do you
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what kinds of things are present for you in this moment as you kind of reflect on that?
Yeah, for sure. So life to me, and I do plan on kind of breaking it into those three subgroups. Life to me is me sharing about myself, my journey, and how I fell into this thing called spirituality. So that's a little bit about my backstory, um, and about my gifts and how those gifts have developed over time. The universe to me is our connection with those things outside of ourselves. It's how we connect. It's how we pull in information. It's how we walk our spiritual path. And most importantly, for this particular event, it's how we co create with the universe. It's how we take ourselves from responding to life to actually creating life the way we want it. And everything is anything that doesn't fall in those first two categories. The end, everything is relating to the audience, what things they might be going through. It's the reading portion. It's anything that doesn't, fall into those specific two first categories.
Very nice.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that our folks listening might want to know to get them ready for this great event?
Just that I'm really excited about this event. I know I've said things like co-creating. I may have said the term law of attraction. And I know those terms in the spiritual community are very overused and very cliche and have held different meanings for everybody. And usually people's eyes glaze over and they're like, oh no, not another event about this same crap. I plan on changing that. I feel like the law of attraction to me, there's different ways to explain it and there's different ways to approach it. And I like approaching it with a fresh new perspective. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the law of attraction. Yes, I'm going to talk about co-creating. You create your own reality, but hopefully I'm going to present it in such a way that something hits for you, that it's not the same old stuff that you've heard before, that it gives you a different way of looking at it. And also, I plan on being a little funny. I'm hoping I can be as funny as I think I am in my head. But I feel like when we can laugh, laughter automatically raises our vibration and puts us in a more receptive mood. So being entertaining and comedic as well as delivering these messages from spirit is going to be my goal. So I hope it's a little bit different than the regular spiritual conference.
I'm so excited. I can hardly wait. And it
Yay.
will be here before we know it. So I'm
I
so
know.
excited to be there.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I hope you all come out.
Yes, I will
So
be there.
so folks who are just stumbling across this, or maybe even stumbling across it after the event months down the road, um, I'm wondering if you could just share a little bit about your meetup group as well, as another way of
Sure.
meeting you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. A different way of getting in touch with me for sure is my meetup group, and it's called Tarot Unicorns with an S Coffee. So those three separate words, Tarot Unicorns Coffee. If you search for it on Meetup, you'll find it. I don't think there's anybody else with that same lineup of terms. So within the meetup group, I do host online events every week. So that's a great way to get connected with me either before or after the event to kind of get an understanding of my style, how I present things, how I teach. But yeah, I love that group. And it is Kansas City based. So let me back up. If you search, it's located in Kansas City because that's where I live. However, I have members from all over the world. But within the Kansas City community, I do also host, I've been trying to be consistent with this, an in-person meetup once a month. So if you're looking for in-person ways to come into community, that's another great way to do that too. And to find me and hang out with me in person.
Which is always fun.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Valorie. Yeah, and just wishing you all the best in this event, and just can't wait to see you when you come through Kansas City, and we're back to Kansas City. I mean, we live down the street from each other, but
Yes.
yeah.
And
very
again, the
excited.
event is Valorie Explains Life, the universe, and everything. And it's July 28th in Lafayette, Colorado.
Yes, from
Yes.
9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Nisi's event space.
Perfect. Hope to see everybody there for this great event.
Yes.
Thank you, Valorie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.